Him, it's been 1 year since I met him. Oh, Daraja. He's the reason my marriage is still intact, the reason I feel sexually satisfied, and the reason I'm so happy. I know you're judging me, but a woman has needs. I didn't arrive here because it was what I wanted. If you see this as an excuse, well, that's your problem. This is my story about the other man in my life. To understand everything, I need to start from the month before I met Daraja. Just saying his name makes me feel alive. This man truly has a hold on me. But let's rewind to how it all began. It was March 6th, 2022, at 6:30 in the morning. My husband Jared was in the shower, and his phone was ringing off the hook. I thought it was an important work call, so I picked it up. Caller, excited. Babe, are you still going to pick me up today? Me. Silence. Caller. Babe, are you okay? Why are you quiet? Is it that witch of a wife of yours? What did she do now? Me. Silent. Not again. Another woman? How many will I have to deal with? Caller. Babe, my love? Me. Yes, he'll pick you up today as usual. Caller. Frustrated. Fuck. Hangs up. The caller was Steve, the mechanic, and he had been having an affair with Jared for over 2 months. That phone call flipped a switch in me. I wasn't mad at Jared anymore. He's always been a man of the streets. This time I had no tears left. I simply didn't have the energy to deal with it. When Jared came out of the bathroom, he looked at me, ready to start his usual screaming match about privacy and my interference. But I stopped him. Me. Relax. It was Steve, the mechanic. I told them you would pick them up as usual, so hurry and get dressed. You don't want to keep Steve waiting. He sounded excited. He looked shocked, speechless. For the first time in my life, Jared was at a loss for words. Normally I would cry, fight, curse him out, or call her back to give her a piece of my mind. But that day I wasn't sad or angry. I had lost count of how many women he had cheated on me with, and since I didn't leave the first time, I essentially gave him the green light to treat me like a fool. I had fought with women, fought with him, broken things, and prayed. I had done it all in the name of fighting for my marriage. But what was I really fighting for? A man who didn't mind cheating on me, who didn't mind me treating STIs weakly. Looking back, I felt like a fool, and I still do. That day, I went about my routine, showering, making the bed, getting the kids ready for school, and working. But after picking up the kids, I didn't want to go home, so I asked our house manager to take care of things and went out for a drink. I just needed to breathe. I got home around 9 p.m. and found Jared fuming. For the first time, it was almost comical. Where have you been? Me, out. I needed a drink. Is there an emergency? Him, by yourself? Me, why? Did you think I was with Carol, the welder? Him, we need to talk. Me, okay, but I need to shower and eat first. Him, no, now. Me, is Steve the builder busy? Can't you just call and talk to her? Him, I'm sorry. Me, for what? Him, it's not what you think. Nothing is going on. Me, then why are you sorry? Silence. Me, I need to shower, eat, and put the kids to bed. What usually takes me an hour to do took me 3 that night. I wasn't in a mood to confront him or hear his excuses about how Steve was just a friendly neighbor. This wasn't my first rodeo. The next morning, I woke up to find Jared watching me from next to the bed. Honestly, that was a bit creepy. He insisted we needed to talk again. Me, fine, give me an hour and we can talk. Him, fine. I took my time getting ready, sorted out the kids, took them to a play date, grabbed my coffee and chocolate fudge cake at my favorite cafe, and finally returned home to talk. When I got back, Jared looked like a wet chicken. He was acting like the victim. He deserved an Oscar for his performance. What happened next was straight out of a movie. Jared started crying. No, wailing. You know those professional mourners we hire for funerals? That was him, rolling on the floor with mucus running down his nose. All he kept saying was, "Please don't leave me, I messed up, I'm weak. It's juju, it's the devil, don't leave me." I wondered who gave him the idea I would actually leave him after 10 years of marriage and 3 kids. Me, I'm not leaving you. Him, interrupting, I'm a changed man. I will never do this again. Me, Stopping him, I didn't finish my statement. I'm not leaving you, but things have changed. Him, looking shocked. What? Me. Since you're happy being out in the streets, opening our marriage to others, it is now open for both of us. You can continue with Madame Mechanic or whoever will come after her, and I will find my muse as well. Him. No, never. My wife will never be with another man. I will not allow it. Me. You stop crying too fast. And this isn't a debate. I will find a man or 10. At this point, I'm playing catch up with you. And I will enjoy myself. But unlike you, I will not disrespect you. You will not know who they are and when I choose to fuck them. Him. No, never. Not under my roof. I am man, and I will never allow it. Me. Then let's divorce him. What? Where is all this coming from? You have never been this way. Is this your best friend talking to you? This isn't my wife, me. This is me. You did this to me, and this is the result. Oh, don't expect me tonight. I have a date. I left the house knowing full well had no plans other than pick the kids from the play date. But he was no longer my problem. I had no plans of ever being with another man. What I had said earlier was just to hurt him. Him thinking I was with another man was enough punishment. But like I always say, the universe has its plans. I was at a birthday party with some of the other moms. The kids didn't want to leave early, so I grabbed a drink and joined in. It had been ages since I'd caught up with everyone. With work, kids, and family, it's easy to lose touch. While we were chatting, this incredible man walked in. He had to be over 6 feet tall, built like a god, with perfect melanin-rich skin that looked straight out of a magazine. I nearly choked on my wine, and the moms burst out laughing. Tanya's mom. That's Daraja. He's Mama JD's brother from the States. Layla's mom. Yes, and he just moved back for good. Tanya's mom. And he's single too. Me. I'd ride that all night. We all cracked up, but soon it was getting late, and I needed to get the kids home. It had started to rain and my phone showed 40 missed calls from my husband, like he thought I'd gone missing or something. I got the kids into the car, and as I was buckling them in, a deep voice said, "Drive safely." I turned around to find him, Daraja, in all his mythical perfection. Daraja. Hey, I'm Daraja. Me, stumbling over words. I want you. Oh, my bad. I meant I'm Mumbi. Mom to the 3 little angels here, passed out in the back seat. Daraja. Pleasure, Mumbi. Drive safe, and by the way, you're stunningly beautiful. Blushing, I thanked him and hurried to the driver's seat, feeling my cheeks warm the entire drive home. A week later, while out running errands, I stopped by my favorite cafe. As I was enjoying my coffee and a slice of cake, a familiar voice said, "I must be lucky to see you twice in 1 week." I looked up and it was Daraja. Laughing, I asked, "Are you stalking me?" He smiled and said, "Would that be a bad thing?" "Not sure," I teased. "What are your intentions?" He leaned closer. "You." For the first time in years, I felt desirable, sexy even. We started chatting, though I can barely remember what we talked about because I was mentally undressing him the whole time. Then suddenly, my husband Jared showed up, red-faced and fuming. Jared, "Is this what you've been up to?" Me. Jared, "Not here." Jared, "No, everyone needs to know. My wife is a whore." Me. "Really, Jared?" Jared, "Is this the man screwing you?" Daraja, trying to de-escalate. "Hey, sir." Jared, "Shut up." I looked at Daraja, feeling utterly embarrassed. "I'm so sorry, Daraja." Jared, "What are you apologizing for?" Daraja, calmly, "That's no way to speak to your wife." I nudged Daraja to let it go and walked out with Jared trailing after me. In the parking lot, he threw a dramatic fit, crying and rolling on the ground while people stared and filmed. I simply got in the car and drove off. Later, I received a message from an unknown number. "You deserve better." Daraja. I didn't respond. 2 months passed and things at home returned to whatever normal was for Jared and me. But I should have known it was the calm before another storm. One Sunday afternoon, after taking the kids to a movie, a young woman approached me as we were leaving. "Hi, I know you don't know me, but I've been seeing your husband. I need to talk to you." Recognizing the voice, I said, "Ah, Steve the mechanic, I'm with my kids. If you want Jared, call him yourself. He's not here." Her, "He's not answering and I need to talk to him. I love him. Just sign the divorce papers. Why hold on to a marriage when he doesn't want you?" I was just about to usher the kids away when another familiar voice interrupted. "Please leave her alone. This isn't the time or place." I turned to see Daraja again. Was he following me? Either way, he gently whisked me and the kids away, and we ended up at a small grill for a late lunch, laughing and talking as if nothing had happened. That evening, I sent him a text. "Thank you for today. You're truly my knight in shining armor." He replied right away, "Anytime, my queen. I'm always here for you." This started a long, ongoing text conversation that continued for weeks. We'd meet up for drinks occasionally, and he became my escape from everything. One evening, after drinks, we were laughing in his car when he leaned in and kissed me. It was unexpected but a welcome surprise, so I kissed him back. Before I knew it, we were tangled up like teenagers, wild and free in the back seat. I hadn't been touched, kissed, or made love to like that in years. Jared barely lasted 3 minutes, and that was on a good day. After one round, he'd be out cold. But here was Daraja, going for round 3 without tiring. What kind of blessing had fallen into my lap tonight? We kept going for over 3 hours until we were both exhausted, laughing and realizing we were starving. At the drive-thru afterward, I admitted, "I'm married. It's complicated." He looked at me and said, "I don't care. Even if it's just for a moment, I'll always be here for you." I replied, "This isn't fair to you. You deserve a woman who's fully present and can love you right." He simply said, "I want you." We drove back in silence after that, and when I got home, I felt a strange sense of self-awareness. My kids were asleep. Jared was on the couch, laughing at something on his phone, and I just stood there, feeling like a stranger in my own house. That night I texted Daraja, "I want you too." My relationship with Daraja is different. He understands I'm married and won't leave my family, and he's okay with that. He's helped me rediscover parts of myself I'd long set aside to be a loyal wife and mother. I started focusing more on myself, makeup, clothes, shoes, and I even started going to the gym with him. We always meet at his house, a hotel, or on weekend getaways. We keep our boundaries clear, no unexpected visits, no crossing into my family life. And the sex? Well, it's incredible. He knows exactly what I need, exactly how to give it. At home, things have actually improved. Jared apologized for his past behavior, asked for my forgiveness, and has genuinely tried to be more present. I haven't heard of any recent issues with other women, not that I'm looking, but he's been a good dad to the kids and attentive to me. Flowers arrive every week, date nights are back, and he seems sincere in his efforts. And yes, we still have our occasional 3-minute intimacy, but things feel almost back to normal. Today is our second child's birthday. I invited every kid from his class, and to my surprise, Daraja came with his sister and her child. It was unexpected given our boundaries, but I was glad to see him. When he was introduced to Jared, my husband actually apologized for his behavior at the cafe, saying he'd had a bad day. Daraja accepted with a simple thank you, and they shook hands. If only Jared knew. That's the man who's been loving his wife for the past year. I wonder if he'd still have shaken his hand. Later tonight I'll be meeting Daraja, but right now he's sitting nearby, sipping his drink and sending me, well, let's just say, dirty doesn't cover it. I'm almost tempted to pull him into the bathroom for a quick escape, but you know what? The day is still young.